Hi guys, welcome to our YouTube channel. Our video again. I will be discussing about Rule 19 of our Colregs. So apologies for not uploading videos nung nakaraang mga weeks because I thought nobody's watching. So I actually asked you on the Zoom last time if who is watching. So majority is not watching or nobody is or only some is raising or are raising their hands, so I thought nobody's watching. So here I am now, as per request of some, that I will be uploading videos of me discussing the topics that we have. So for our rule 19, the title is Conduct of Vessels in Restricted Visibility. Remember that we have Section 1, Section 2, and Section 3. No, the Section 1 deals with the application section, general application. Section 2 deals with conduct of vessels in sight of one another. Then Section 3 deals with conduct of vessels in restricted visibility. I hope I got it correctly. And the Rule 19 deals with only one. One rule lang siya. Ang Section 3 deals with only one, which is your Rule 19, conduct of vessels in restricted visibility. Now, Rule 19, conduct of vessels in restricted visibility. First rule there, or first statement na nakalagay doon, these rules applies to vessels not in sight of one another when navigating or near an area of restricted visibility. Now, we have to take note that when we say in sight of one another, you can visually observe a certain vessel from your vessel. So, if you cannot observe a certain vessel, and because there is an restricted visibility like fog, like rain, like drizzle, or hail or something that would impair your visibility or from your ship, kumbaga, the range of visibility from your ship, we can call that one as a restricted visibility. So this rule, the Rule 19, applies to that certain situation. No, that you are not in sight of one another or you cannot see each other. And hence, you still can detect if there is a presence of another vessel in the vicinity. So we'll discuss further. So every vessel shall proceed at a safe speed. No? Ang safe speed is being discussed in our Rule 6, adapted to the prevailing circumstances and conditions of restricted visibility. So according to our Rule 6 safe speed, as a power-driven vessel or as a ship, you need to proceed as much as possible to a safer speed wherein if in case of emergency, you should be able to maneuver yourself to a safe or to a you will move yourself self to away from any danger. So a power-driven vessel shall have her engines ready for immediate maneuver as well as per Rule 19. So if you are in a restricted visibility as per Rule 19, you need to have your engines ready for maneuver. Like for example, if you maneuver that slow ahead, or you would decrease your speed, or you would immediately stop. Nobody knows, what will happen that in that case of restricted visibility. So you have to inform the engine department that they have to make their engines ready in case of maneuvering. No. So a vessel which detects by radar alone the presence of another vessel shall determine if a close quarter situation is developing and or risk of collision exists. No? So if you are a vessel that detects a certain another vessel by radar alone, no, or using radar only, you need to determine as well if there is a risk of collision or a close quarter situation. We have discussed already in the previous videos or in the previous lesson that we have what is meant by the risk of collision, which is your Rule 7, and close quarter situations. No? We have discussed that one in the previous topics that we have. No? So as you can see, you will only detect it by radar because of course restricted ang visibility. Wala kang makikita sa harap mo, hindi mo alam kung nasaan siya, because as per the previous rules, di ba, if you are in sight of that vessel, no, if you can see that vessel for example, on your starboard bow, on your port bow, you can do immediate actions, no? Or you can perform actions, no? Or alter courses to prevent pollution. But here, restricted visibility, wala kang nakikita, para kang blindfolded. So how will you able to alter courses or execute maneuvers? So dito nakalagay sa Rule 19 natin. If so, if na-detect mo daw yung vessel na yon by radar only and you determine there's a risk of collision or merong close quarter situation, what shall you do? Or what should you do? You need to take avoiding action in sufficient time, no? It should be ample time. You need to make sure that you have enough time to execute the maneuver and hindi siya na, kumbaga, mamaya, 2 minutes na lang, 1 minute na lang, magko-collide na kayo or babangga ka na, magkakaroon ng collision na. So, dapat hindi ganon. You need to have enough time for you to execute the maneuver. And of course, provided that when such action consists of alteration of courses, ito yung mga dapat na i-avoid natin. Una doon is to avoid altering course to port of a vessel pag nasa harap nyo, forward of the beam, other than for a vessel being overtaken. Pag ino-overtake mo yung vessel na yun, that's a different story. No, but here, when you're altering course to port, no, for a vessel forward of you, you should avoid that kind of alteration. So as much as possible, you alter course to starboard. If you will remember in our uh, previous na mga topics, no, uh, the ship is always, if it's a head-on situation, altering course to starboard. If you're a giving vessel, as much as possible, you need to pass astern, no? You need to pass astern, no? And make necessary maneuvers, no? And avoid such altering courses to port, no? For a vessel on the port side, no? So, an alteration of course towards a vessel beam or abaft the beam, no? So, pag merong barko daw on abaft of your port side, you should not alter course to port side. Starboard side ka. If there is a ship on your starboard side, abaft your starboard side, then you should avoid turning to that starboard side. So, for example, no, ito yung case natin. Meron kang dalawang ship, no, in front of you. So, according to the rule, you should avoid altering course to the port side. You should avoid, no? So what you're gonna do, you need to alter course to the starboard side. As per Rule 19, restricted visibility, no? An alteration of course towards the vessel, a beam, or above the beam. Avoid daw. So for example, meron kang barko above your starboard beam, so you should avoid altering course to the starboard side. So what you're gonna do, you alter course to the port side. If for example, you have here a ship above, take note, ito yung ship mo, ito yung beam, this is the port side beam, this is the starboard beam. If she is, no, this ship is on the port abaft, no, port abaft or port beam, no natin, you should avoid altering courses to the port side. So you should alter course to the starboard side. So here's a summary. No, here's a summary. So if you have a ship here on the forward beam, you should alter course to the starboard side. If you have on the port side forward, alter course to the starboard side. If you have on the port or abaft on your port side, then alter course to the starboard side. If ito lang, pag nasa starboard, abaft siya ng starboard side mo, then you should alter course to the port side. Do the only port side that you will do. So, except where it has been determined that a risk of collision does not exist, now every vessel which hears apparently forward of her beam the fog signal of another vessel of which cannot avoid a close quarter situation with another vessel forward of her beam shall reduce her speed to the minimum at which she can keep or she can keep on her course. So, ang sabi daw dito, if, except that where it has been determined that walang collision na mag-exist, no? But apparently, you're hearing a fog signal in front of you. Kasi depende na sa pag-determine mo. If you determine na walang risk of collision, but there is a ship ahead or forward of your beam. No, you have a fog signal in front of you, and which cannot avoid a close quarter situation with another vessel forward of her beam, no, you shall reduce your speed, no, to the minimum at which you can keep your course, no, and she shall, if necessary, take her way off. In any event, navigate with extreme caution until danger of collision is over. So as a deck officer, presence of mind ang dapat na mangyari dito. And as per calling the master rules sometimes, no, depende yan. Pero most of the ships, no, meron tayong calling the master na form or calling the master na note, no. Uh, Nakalagay doon na pag restricted visibility, tawagan natin or inform natin si Kapitan. Si Kapitan, aakyat yan, and you bilang Kapitan natin soon, no, you have to take necessary precautions, you have to make necessary decision making, no, to avoid such collision, and of course, close quarter situations. That's the rule 19 natin. To sum up all the rule 19, it talks about your maneuvers regarding restricted visibility. No? So for any concerns, you may email me, you may contact me through my M rooms, to my FB, or you may text me for all your concerns. Now, please do not hesitate to ask questions. Good luck to your midterms, and I hope that you are not experiencing any difficulty. If you're experiencing any difficulty, you may communicate with me. I will be very much welcome to help you. Okay? So I wish you all stay safe. See you on the next video.